Oke, nama saya Yunis. Saya adalah CEO co-founder dari UX Indonesia. Saat ini bersama dengan Pak Jos Aditya Saputra, Direktur dari UX Indonesia. Terima kasih teman-teman udah menyempatkan diri untuk bergabung pada malam hari ini. Malam hari ini kita ada acara ngobrol-ngobrol nih dengan salah satu teman dari tempat jauh dari Singapura. Namanya Pak Rudi ya. Nah, nanti kita akan lebih
Halo,
ya, selamat malam Pak Rudi. Apa kabar Pak Rudi?
baik.
Nah, ini Pak Rudi ini nanti kita Pak Rudi lebih comfortable bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris saja nih?
Ya, kalau soal ask me anything bahasa Inggris ya Bu ya. Kalau kalau lagi ngopi di warteg ya bahasa Indo Bu.
Oke, boleh. Nah, so we
Ya,
can talk
sorry.
in any language ya.
Ya,
Nanti kalau teman-teman misalnya mau tanyain bahasa Indonesia, it's okay. Pak Rudi understand completely bahasa Indonesia. So he will answer you in bahasa Indonesia or English or campur-campur lah.
campur-campur rojak ya, bahasa rojak namanya kan.
Rujak-rujak. Oke, nah, teman-teman mungkin ini kan nggak banyak orang ya di sini ya. Ini masih pada in the process of pada datang nih. Mungkin sebelum kita mulai mungkin bisa buka kameranya masing-masing deh. Mungkin kalau nggak keberatan mungkin bisa ngomong dari mana gitu ya. Mulai mungkin dari mana, namanya siapa gitu. Silahkan. Mulai dari siapa nih? Alfian deh. Alfian udah siap nih kayaknya. Masih mute.
Oh, sorry. Halo, nama saya Alfian. Apalagi ya? Saya dari
Dari mana?
Jakarta.
Iya.
Dari Jakarta, tapi saya tinggal di Bordeaux, Prancis. Saya UI UX designer di RATP Île-de-France. Mungkin kalau ada yang pernah dengar, kalau pernah ke Paris, metronya namanya RATP. Sudah, itu aja kali ya.
Oh, kamu nggak di Indonesia ya? Berarti di Paris ya?
Iya, aku di Bordeaux,
Untuk.
di Prancis.
Oke.
Aku
Parlez-vous
pakai
français, Alfian?
Bah oui, en fait, je pense que je parle mieux en français qu'en anglais. Hein. Saya bilang mungkin
Wah, Pak Joy itu juga
saya,
ahli French ya.
Très bien, très bien.
Oke.
saya bilang tadi mungkin bahasa Prancis saya lebih bagus daripada bahasa Inggris saya, soalnya di sini kerjanya kayak bahasa Prancis ya.
Oh, maaf. Oke,
Thank
Iya,
you.
sekali lagi.
ya. Makasih. Lanjut, Safira mungkin.
Halo, selamat malam.
Selamat malam, Safira.
Halo.
Ya, saya izin untuk nggak menyalakan kamera ya, Bu dan Pak.
Iya.
Kalau
It's okay.
saya
No
dari
problem.
Jakarta. Sebenarnya saya baru aja lulus, maksudnya fresh graduate. Terus sekarang lagi mencari-cari informasi lagi tentang UX career gitu. Jadi pas lihat ini mencoba ikutan, pengen menemukan mungkin penjelasan atau insight-insight baru dari expertise di UX gitu. Terima kasih.
Oke, makasih. Semoga bisa menginspirasi ya malam ini ya, Safira. Oke, selamat datang. Selanjutnya, Chris Yati deh. Oke. Ya, halo.
Selamat malam semuanya. Izin juga untuk buka kamera.
Ya.
Perkenalkan, nama saya Arum. Saya juga kebetulan baru lulus dan mau untuk memasuki dunia UI UX. Jadi pas ngelihat ada webinar ini langsung join karena mau belajar lebih dalam lagi tentang UI UX. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Dela, silakan.
Ya, selamat malam Bu Yunis, Pak Jos, sama Pak Rudi. Saya Dela dari Jakarta. Nah, sekarang UI UX designer di BCA. Itu aja kali ya.
Halo.
Iya, makasih Dela. Hutomo.
Ya, halo Mbak Yunis dan teman-teman.
Ya, halo.
Ya, kenalkan nama saya Hutomo. Saya sebagai web developer di broker asuransi namanya Prebiro.
Oke, nice to meet you.
Ya,
Aditya. Ya, Aditya. Udah masuk belum nih?
Halo,
Aditya.
selamat malam.
Ya, oke,
Iya,
silakan.
halo. Perkenalkan, nama saya Adit. Kebetulan jadi UI UX di salah satu anak perusahaan BUMN. Pengen lebih tahu insight-insight terbaru untuk dunia UX. Salam kenal.
Salam kenal. Siapa lagi nih? Rina Julius.
Halo, selamat malam semuanya. Perkenalkan, mohon maaf izin nggak nyalain kamera. Perkenalkan, saya Rina dari Batam. Profesinya dosen. Selamat malam.
Malam. Terus siapa lagi nih? Sandi Octavian.
Halo semuanya, kenalin saya Sandi, saya UX designer di Jakarta. Udah situ aja.
Oke. Aditya. Oh, Rudi dari Batam juga.
Asli Batam.
Asli Batam.
You know, I went to Batam when I was in junior high school, Pak Rudi.
Oh yeah.
When Batam was still a jungle.
Oh, there was nothing, just rocks.
Just rock.
Yeah. So if you while we are talking about Batam, Pak Rudi, sekarang kalau dari Batamnya di mana tuh ditanya Pak Rudi tuh?
Di Batam Center saya.
Oh, Batam Center.
Fresh
yang
beer tahu nggak, Rina? Fresh beer tahu? Fresh beer Batam.
Gimana Pak?
Fresh beer Batam ya. Fresh beer Batam. Tahu nggak?
Enggak, saya di Nongsa.
Di Nongsa, oke.
Untuk NDP.
Oke, agak jauh.
Oh, oke.
Lain kali ya. Nanti pas saya ke Batam kita bisa nanti kita ngopinya di Fresh beer.
Oke. Batam nggak ditutup ya? Berarti orang dari Singapura masih boleh datang ke Batam sekarang?
Masih tutup.
Oh, masih tutup.
Masih tutup. Ya. Cross border ini sekarang 0, 0.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's bad. Oke. Ini siapa lagi nih? Tadi Sandi Octavian udah, Andika udah belum nih? Andika.
Ya, halo. Malam semua, mohon maaf sebelumnya tidak menyalakan kamera. Perkenalkan, nama saya Andika dari Jakarta. Saya sekarang ini semester 6. Saya masih baru dan ingin belajar dari kakak-kakak dan senior semua di sini. Jadi, malam semua.
Oke, malam. Oke, nih udah tambah banyak, kita nanti lanjutin sambil kita ini ya, teman-teman yang belum sempat memperkenalkan diri, silakan mungkin memperkenalkan diri ya di di chat ya, mungkin namanya dari mana. Nah, kita mau langsung ketemu sama Pak Rudi nih. Nah, udah jauh-jauh ya dari nggak dari Batam tapi dari Singapura nih, Pak Rudi. Gimana nih Pak Rudi ceritanya sekarang di Singapura itu ngapain Pak Rudi ya? Boleh cerita dikit nggak? Lagi mute? Can you please your voice?
Oh, sorry, lupa saya lagi mute, sorry. Okay, so right now I'm heading the product and design team for GrabWheels. Yeah. So for people who maybe you've heard of GrabWheels, good, thanks. People who are new to this word GrabWheels, so it's like a startup within Grab, yeah, and we are trying to electrify Southeast Asia, right, with e-moped, e-bike, e-motorcycle. Ya. Misalnya di Jakarta kan kita ada partnership sama Lazada. Jadi Lazada itu dia sewa e-motor dengan koreanya untuk logistik gitu. So this is one of the example, right? And I'm looking at the product, software, IoT, hardware, yeah, and design as well, right? So this is where I am.
Interesting, Pak Rudi. Remember we worked several years ago. What's the difference now?
Well, I think if you look at me personally, right, a lot have changed, right? I think if you when we were working together, yeah, Pak Josh, like I think 5 years ago, right, I was leading the UX research team for Grab. So 5 years ago, there wasn't a UX research team di Grab, nggak ada, ya. Itu yang jadi saya di hire masuk ke Grab untuk membangun lah, ya kan, to recruit people, to build the team, ya, for Grab. And then 1 year later, right, I became the head of design for Grab, right? So back then it was Grab, Grab Transport, Grab Food, yeah, so many things, right? And then I moved to this role, which is a product and design role. So if you think about it, ya, jadi scope kerja role and responsibility saya dulu kan cuma design, ya, dan UX research. Nah sekarang udah product, UX design sama user research. Ya, sebenarnya ada juga yang apa namanya product analytics, ya. Tapi karena kerja product analytics-nya itu tidak ada dedicated yang PIC-nya, yang orangnya tidak ada yang dedicated, ya. Jadi kerja product analytics itu di distributed lah ke product manager atau ke engineer gitu, Pak.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So I would say very interesting, right? Because when you look at it right now, I'm looking at more things, right? Hardware, IoT, right? Whereas like 5 years ago, it was a lot of, I would say 100% or 90% hardware wasn't in my scope, right? It was software, 100% software, I would say.
Yeah. So basically, you have to learn a lot of things, right, throughout the years.
It's crazy. Yeah.
How can you
sampai sekarang masih belajar, ya. Proses belajarannya, proses apa namanya pembelajarannya masih ongoing sampai sekarang, Bang.
Do you have any tips how to learn while working? Do you have any tips for us? Because you always have to keep updated with your knowledge and skills, right?
Yeah, I think, you know, if I can say, and this is something that I think everyone knows, right? Despite my family, my work, and you know, I have 2 kids, right? In SD, right, in Singapore, I still try to find time to read every day, right? And I try to also learn new things from. So I think O'Reilly. Have you heard of O'Reilly?
Yeah.
Which is and Udemy, right? I still sign up for the courses, but I think more importantly, I try to find or hire people who are who know something which I don't. Yeah. So like I'll be truthful, right? IoT, right? There's a PM who is much better in IoT than me. Right. And when it comes to hardware design, there is engineers which are much better than me. Right. But where I can make a difference, right, in GrabWheels is I can connect the dots for the different teams. Right. That I think is what differentiates my role and the role of other people. Yeah. I mean, in terms of intelligence, there are people smarter than me. And I'm sure someone here, right? Anyone here, you can be smarter than me, right? Given one scope, right? For example, maybe you can write SQL. I know zero about SQL, right? But I can tell you what problem need to be solved for the customer, for the business, right, or for the government. Yeah.
That's
That
very important.
is my if you say there's a secret, which I don't believe there's a secret, because if you do a Google search, everyone gives you this same thing, right?
So when you say, so
Yeah.
Parodi, you said that there has been a lot of changes, now that you are looking at the different things, connecting the dots. Can you be is it possible for you to be more specific? When you say connecting the dot, what do you mean by that?
Okay. So let me give you an example, right? You can imagine when we talk about electric vehicle, two wheels, yeah. The category electric vehicles, two wheels, kita ada e-bike, e-moped, e-motorcycle, ya kan, e-scooter, ya, empat type lah, tipe, right? And one of the key questions that we had to answer, right? And right now we are clearer, but like last year, one of the key questions that we had to answer is, hey, what is the type of electric two-wheelers that is suitable for Indonesia, right? For GrabWheels, for the Indonesia market. And if you think about it, it sounds like a very simple answer, right? Like, I just try, right? But it's not that simple, right? If you think about it, how do we break down this simple question into the sub questions, right? So I call it level 1, or some people call it level 0, right? Level 0 question is, what is the category, what is the type of electric vehicle suitable for Indonesia, right? Then, you will have a level 1 questions. So when we say suitable for Indonesia, right, what do you actually mean, right? And you say it must be suitable for the number 1, the customer. Number 2, it must be suitable for our business, GrabWheels. Number 3, it must be suitable for the government as well, right? So just to take a bit of a side point, side track a bit. Why is government important? Right, I'll come back to my original point, but why is government? So when I started working on GrabWheels, the UX circle, right? If you're familiar with UX, and I'm sure many of us are familiar, like, hey, design for customer, and then the technology, and then the business, right? The 3 circles, we use that a lot. But in GrabWheels, we realized that, hey, that's not enough. Right? We need to add one more, which is designing for the cities. The cities have the government, the pedestrians, the residents of the cities. Right? That has to be accounted for when we design as well. Right? So now for example, like if Jakarta government, they don't trust us, they don't think that we can run electric business safely, electric scooter business safely, they will close us. And they did, right? So that is the reason why I say, government is one of our target group, right? So back to this, right? Level 1. So who is it important for, right? When you say that, suitable, right? We have the customers, and the business, we have the government, right? Now, each of these level 1, we had to break down customer. Right, we have to talk about safety. We have to talk about whether the customer that we target have license, because e-bike, e-moped, you don't need license. Right? Kalau mau e-motor, mesti harus pegang license, ya kan? So this is from a customer side. Of course, you can think about, hey, if it's raining, the road condition in Jakarta, right? Is there enough bike lanes in Jakarta? Macam-macam lah, ya kan? So that is from the customer perspective. Yeah. Now, then we go to the business perspective, and I'm just give you one example. E-bike and e-moped, right? The usual lifespan, yeah, in terms of kilometer, right? You have about 20 to 30 kilometer, right? And what does that mean? That usually means that after 2 years, you have to, or 1.5 years, you cannot use it anymore, right? E-bike, e-moped, right? E-motor, right? We usually say that it can go longer, 100 kilometer, right? Which takes us to about 5 years. So now, when you have this kind of information, right, in your hand, you can plug it into our financial calculator and see which one will help us to make money. Yeah. So this is from the business, the GrabWheels business perspective. Yang terakhir itu government. Jadi tadi kita udah bahas kan, government udah kasih, saya udah kasih contoh. Ya, so government, right? If they don't trust you, they can close you down, and then, you know, I'll probably be selling chicken rice, yeah, instead of doing GrabWheels. So I hope that give you an idea, right, on the different things that I have to learn, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still learning. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you find yourself like looking at them? Then it means that you constantly every day you have to look at the different things, and then you have to deal with a lot of people, like talking with a lot of people. Have you find yourself like overwhelmed with this kind of situation?
No, all the time. I don't have answer, and I think you know, maybe because I have been in the company for a long time, so I had unfair advantage. I can tell
Yeah, yeah.
people that I don't know the answer. Right?
Yeah.
I can just tell people under me that, hey, you know, I don't know the answer. Do you know the answer? Right? Can you answer this question?
Yeah.
But I know that for some people, it's very hard to say I don't know, especially when they see themselves as senior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's unfortunate because you learn less or you learn slower, right? Once you say that, you know, I'm embarrassed. Okay.
Yeah.
But I see that we have a lot of people who are trying to understand UX, trying to get into this dunia UX kan. So I believe some of us are pretty new, and for you, you know, my trick of course is always that maybe it's hard for us to say, oh, I don't know, right? It sounds like, oh, you never revise your work, or yeah, you never read enough. Yeah. What I think, you know, we can learn, and this is something that I read. Yeah, it's not coming from me original. Is that always try to read a different book every month, right? Jadi jangan bukunya jangan di limit di satu kategori aja ya. Kalau bisa itu tiap bulan itu kategorinya itu ganti kategori lah, ya kan? Kadang-kadang bisa yang AI, artificial intelligence. Kadang-kadang bacanya product analytics. Kadang-kadang UX. Kadang-kadang UI design. Kadang voice interactions, ya kan? Jadi your horizon ya, wawasannya jadi luas, ya kan? So if you are reading different things, right, including history, I love history because I think I can use a lot of history and apply it now, right? It becomes easier for you to hear something and you realize that, hey, I actually heard about it. It's not that foreign. It's not that unfamiliar for me. Yeah? So that's one tips I would like to share. Yeah.
Pak Rudi, can you share a book that you are reading at the moment?
Oh, I can show you. I can show you.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. It's
Do you have it in your hand?
Let me remove my video.
Okay.
Do you read ebook or just like the paper book?
This is a ebook, but I like to read paper book as well.
AI superpower.
I strongly recommend this.
Uh-huh.
Right. This is by Kai-Fu Lee. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's like a guru. Yeah. The area artificial intelligence. Right. So misalnya dia head of Google China. Terus di hire oleh Microsoft. Yeah. So he set up the AI research in Beijing by Microsoft. Right. But right now he's a VC. He invests in companies that are doing AI. And if you ask me, do I really need AI in my job? Right. My answer is no. But does AI help me in my job? The answer is it's a big yes. Yeah, it's a big yes. Right. I can see how this is a bit sorry ya maaf Bu, ini agak panjang ya ceritanya. The future, in the future, just think about it. If computer, because we can have a design system, a UI library, right? It's not very impossible that computer can put all these UI components together and ini UI-nya gitu, ya kan? Nah, ini UI flow-nya. It's not impossible, ya. Itu possible sekali loh, ya. So what do you do as a designer, right? The UX that I was in 15 years ago or 18 years ago is very different from the UX that we are in now. And so like 15 years ago, everyone was asking question around, hey, what should the color of the link be, right? Should it be blue, dark blue, light blue, or, sky blue, baby blue, or whatever, right? But today, people are not asking that question anymore, right? People are asking different questions. People are asking about, hey, what should the combination of voice and visual be? Yeah, in my world, right? Yeah, risky. Oh my goodness, yeah, betul mas. Yeah, and if you give 5 or 10 years ago, or later, 5 or 10 years later, maybe we are asking ourselves like, what is our value as UX? Yeah. If computer can create a UI flow, then what do we do? Yeah. And it's not hopeless. Yeah. It's something that Kai-Fu Lee, at least from Kai-Fu Lee, he thinks that computer and human being can work together. Yeah. There are things that human beings do. Like for example, kita bilang aja ya user research, right? I see that this portion about user research, understanding human being, the needs, the behavior, it will take a long time before computer or robots can do it better than us. Yeah. So ini bukan advertisement buat user research ya. This is just my thinking, okay? Yeah. That when AI becomes so good, right? It's an opportunity. Right? It's not dia bukan Armageddon ya, bukan end of the world kan. bukan kiamat. Okay, back to you, Bu.
Okay. Well, it's very interesting, like to hear what you are, what you have in mind, because I think, I mean, like back to what some of the participants coming today, not about AI, but what I actually try to learn or summarize is like you have a really good qualities as the UX leader or UX person or somebody working in UX, which is like your humility. That's something that a lot of people do not have, and it is very difficult. I know it is very difficult to be humble. Like um, and it's like I just want to share something like in UX Indonesia, for example, one of the criteria that we see in other people, like when they want to join us, is this humility. And I think that is very important. Why? Because in UX we learn about people, and if we have no curiosity, if we, as you said before, if we do not want to ask questions and we think that we know what, like our assumption, like then, oh, you must like this one. Oh, for example, I'm talking about Grab. Oh yeah, I believe you like Grab. So that's not the sort of question you ask people, like when you want to do a user research. So I remember like one day, like when I still did my study, like in the past, like when you do user research or something like that, sometimes people think, are you asking, your question sounds really redundant, like why do you have to ask that simple questions? Because sometimes with this simple question you can get more insight, and whatever you think might not be what I think, like so this would be that kind of quality is very rare, and I think everyone here, like should learn from you about this, having this kind of like a humility, because you can learn a lot by having this sort of quality.
Thanks for the kind words. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
talking about humility, I remember Pak Josh. Yeah, I still have that picture. Yeah, Pak Josh. You were helping us to do user research, and you're a director of UX Indo, but you were dressed like a Grab driver, and you were doing user research on the streets in Jakarta. It was hot, and no umbrella, no shelter. Masih ingat kan?
Yeah, of course.
Itu user researchnya, kalau nggak salah itu buat Grab Now ya, Grab Now.
Yes, that's Grab Now.
Talking about humility,
yeah. But you didn't mention about the product, so.
It was launched, and it's so convenient for people.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's one of the best thing I think from Grab that I think very useful. Yeah, it was Pak Jos cocok ya jadi tukang Grab ya.
Oh, enggak, jangan. Yeah, the most good looking Grab, yeah. So.
Okay. Well, that was one of the most interesting research that we did, because I remember that that you and I was looking at Pak Jos, and we are hiding behind the wall.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was
but Josh, you bring more value to us as the researcher, as the UX person, not as a driver.
Anyway,
try my best. Yeah.
Well, that's really useful what you did before. So, Pak Rudi, like before coming to Grab, like you've been everywhere, like in many places. Like, can you tell us a little bit what you did before? Like, was it UX your first choice of career, or were you like like a pivoting somewhere, like a. Can you tell a bit
I
about
was
that?
thanks for that question, because when I was preparing for this session, I was reflecting, ya, ada refleksinya kan, bukan refleksi, reflecting on on my past. I was, you believe it or not, right? I was telling Bu Yunis that I was looking at my LinkedIn, and I was looking at, oh, tahun 2011 itu aku di mana gitu kan, oh di Yahoo. Terus selanjutnya di mana. So I was just doing all this. I think all this role aside, the more important thing, which I hope, I think we have one lady. She was saying that she just baru tamat ya, baru lulus kuliah, and she was looking for, the role. I think Safira, maybe. Yeah, sorry if I remember wrongly, but you're looking at what to do in your life, and I want to say one thing, right? And this sounds a bit dangerous, or very, very reckless, but I think, you're young, just follow your heart, right? And so there's someone that recently I sat through her seminar, and she was sharing with me, big things, right? You follow your heart. Small things doesn't matter, right? You follow your brain, but big things like your career, follow your heart. I use it. I tell my daughter a lot, right? She's 10 years old this year, but I tell her a lot, right? Just do something that you feel passionate about, that you feel happy when you're doing. Like she likes to do the nail polish. She likes to do makeup, and like my wife will, ayo, go and study. But for me, it's like, I'm very happy when she when she showed me her nail polish. Hey, Papa, keren nggak? Right? Oh, I say, oh, so colorful, right? You should do more, and etc. Do something that you feel happy doing every day, right? Especially when you are young, right? And I'm saying this from experience. When I choose to do human factors or UX, right? So a bit of my personal life. Now let me go back to my personal development. Yeah, 2000 and 2003 or 2002, right? When I decided to take the master's in human factors. So human factors is the umbrella. Is like there is UX inside, there is physical economics inside there, there's safety, right? Many things, right? People was like, what is that? Yeah, human factors. And if you looked at the job out there back then, yeah, nobody is hiring for human factors or UX. Like, basically, it's as good as you take the money and throw. Yeah. But I just wanted to do something that I liked. Yeah. I didn't think so much like, okay, what job do I want to find later on? Like, let's do it first and then think about the job later. Right? And maybe it's the same for you ya, Bu Unes, and just mungkin pengalamannya atau jalan ceritanya itu sama, ya kan? What is UX? What is HCI, ya kan? But this is where I took the risk, right? Just do what I like. So there is one point in my life where I took the risk, and it turned out to be very good risk. It turned out to be a very good thing I did, because when I graduated, right, UX was just beginning to get recognition, ya kan? Belum mature, ya kan? Dunia UX masih belum mature. Tapi udah banyak yang apa namanya green shoot ya, udah banyak ada yang interestnya lah, ya kan. So people were starting to take notes. Yeah, so I joined when it was just beginning, and basically when you join at the beginning, it's like you doing surfing. Yeah, you don't want to join, you don't want to take the wave when the wave is already over. You want to join the wave, or want to catch the wave, so-called the surfing people, when it's behind you, right, and it's pushing you up, right, and then take you all the way. Yeah, that is the right time to catch the wave. Yeah, so same thing, right, for me, right. The second risk that I took, right, it was when I joined Grab. Yeah, and people who know Grab, right, you obviously know Grab, but about the startup world 5 years ago, right, it was unstable. Right? Grab was one of the more stable one, but it was unstable. And back then we have Grab, and of course we have Gojek in Indonesia, right, and Uber was the largest. And when my family, my friends, they heard that I was joining Grab, they were asking me like, dude, are you serious, right? Because Uber, is American giant, right? They are global, they are big, and they're aggressive, right? If you join Grab, you think carefully, right? Maybe next 1 year later, you'll be out of job, right? Uber will buy over you. And again, I'll be selling chicken rice, ya kan? Nah, sekarang udah tahu kan kalau Rudi itu, kalau ya saya tuh hobi masak, enggak lah, saya cuma tahu makan ya. Kalau masak itu saya enggak. Kompornya saya nggak pernah buka ya. Api itu nggak pernah nyala. Paling masak air gitu. But you see where I'm coming from, right? But before that, I was in consulting, US consulting for many years, and my heart told me that I want to join a startup. Yeah, even though it's risky, right? I wanted to join a startup, so let's go for it. Yeah, and I'm very happy that I make that move. Yeah. So for all our friends here tonight, right? I thank you for your time, and if there is one thing, and even though your parents might not be happy, nanti ortunya mungkin kayak marah-marah ya sama Rudi kan. Apaan ya? Kalau ikut webinar, ikut yang benar dong. If there's one thing, you're still young, yeah? You're still young, right? You can make mistakes in your life, right? Follow your heart for this one chance, right? And do something that you really think will make you happy. 1 year, 2 years, if you think you don't like it, change. Right? There's still chance. Yeah. Begitu, Bu.
Yeah,
So
I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, follow your heart, ride the wave. Or sell chicken rice.
Sell chicken rice. Yeah. So first learn how to make apaan ya? Ayam geprek lah. Yeah. First you learn how to make ayam geprek. Then you can join whatever you want.
Oh, that's really powerful. I think taking a risk. When talking about taking a risk, actually, like we are. Do you have any experience in your life, like sometimes a lot of companies and even now startups and like oh well, I'm going to make a product that looks like the other products that is like sell well, like in the market. So have you got that kind of experience or encounter any kind of people they are not brave enough to be different? Because if you are too different, you will be like like a salmon going on the other direction, and then you're gonna especially in the community or in the country where it's a collectivism, like people mostly like doing the same. If you are a bit different, you are not part of the group. So that kind of like socio-cultural part of the UX thing, like what is your take on that one?
Waduh, itu Bu, ini jawabannya pertanyaan very difficult ya, because Grab Bike came after Go Bike loh. Ini perangkat loh. Okay. I have changed. I have changed a bit when after I take on the product role, product role and the design role. When I was a pure designer, I could say that I really was against just doing something like Me Too product, right? Right now, right? If you tell me that, hey, my product is similar to this guy, a Me Too product, right? I would want to listen to, I will ask one question, right? How are you going to differentiate yourself from this guy? Your product can be Me Too, right? So, for example, OVO, yeah? OVO, and we have many other wallets in Indonesia, right? There could be a lot of, so OVO is not always in front of everybody, right? But, if the product manager say that, yes, we know our long-term vision is this, our short-term, yes, we are Me Too, right? I can accept it provided, right, when you launch this product, how are you going to stand out among all the players that are already there? Right? If you have a lot of money to burn, right, and you tell me that I give promo, right, it is not something that I would do, but it is not wrong, I would say, right? There's still a chance that you will get market share, yeah? And I have been in this position many times. I would say that if you want to launch a Me Too product, right? Be very, very careful, because the chances of failure is very high, right? Especially when that guy has a head start, a long head start, has more resources as compared to you, right? GrabWheels, right? Are we the first e-scooter and e-motorcycle rental company in the world? No, right? But what is our selling point to the customers, right? Now, for our e-scooter, we want to be the safest, player for you, right? I can share with you some of the example, right? And if today you ride the e-scooter and you go out of the zone that we think is safe, right? We call it the safe zone lah, yeah. If you go out, yeah, e-scooternya aku stop loh, aku berhenti, ya. Jadi aku kasih alarm, aku kasih warning bahwa Anda udah keluar dari zone safety zone-nya, safe zone-nya. Terus aku kasih warning dan e-scooternya aku berhentiin, aku stop. Yeah? So there's one example where we try to be the safest player for Indonesia, right? And it's not only safe for customer, we want it safe for the city as well. Yeah, that is an example. But we're not the first e-scooter or electric vehicle rental in Indonesia. That I can say for sure.
Thank you, Pak Rudi, for sharing. I have one question, Pak Rudi.
Yeah.
I think we discussed a lot about taking risks. Can you share with us one experience where you actually took risks and failed, and then learn from the failure?
Oh, of course. And I'm trying to find the the one in Grab, but I think this is more interesting. Yeah, you know that I was selling ice kacang. I don't know whether people know ice kacang. Yeah.
If people have been to Singapore or Malaysia, I think they know.
Kalau di Indo dipanggil apa
Es
ya?
campur, es
Es
campur.
es campur or es
es
teler.
campur, es teler, ya.
Es teler, ya.
Yeah. So during my when I was 21 or just after my uni, right? My friend said, "Hey, let's go and sell es teler." Benar ya? Ini ceritanya benar loh, nggak bohong. And I said, you know, let's do it, right? it's fun, you know, it's Chinese New Year. We think they will make business. Let's do it. It's for 2 weeks, right? And we rented a space for namanya pasar malam kalau di Indonesia di Singapura panggilannya pasar malam ya, kalau bazar ya kan. And we rented a space for 2 weeks. And we had this machine, we rented this machine, we were very excited, right? We set up all. The day we opened for business, right, it rained for the next 1 week.
Pak Rudi, it's Chinese New Year.
It's Chinese New Year, betul. Kalau di Indo kan kita bilang, oh kalau hujan itu hoki ya, dia bawa hoki, bawa good luck lah, ya kan? It rained for 1 whole week. It was terrible, right? But it was still good, right? I'm very happy that we took the risk. Yeah. But we learned. But here comes the interesting part. We learned because we learned that when it was raining, people still come, right? People still like some people taking umbrella, or the rain stop a bit, drizzle. Yang nggak deras, jadi masih ada visitornya lah. And we thought, but we think we saw one thing: people are not buying ice teler because too cold, right? Terus gimana ya? Jadi ceritanya gini, aku sama teman saya kita pinjam ini loh pot dari mama saya lah. So then we went to the supermarket ya, mini mart lah. And we buy this peanut soup. Yeah. And then we cook with the pot that we borrow from my mom. Right. So instead of selling ice as campur, we're selling hot dessert. Right.
Oh.
And we're like, clever, man. So, yeah, ini commercial buat personal, buat pribadi. Before I learned the word pivot. Startup we can pivot.
Yeah.
I was already doing pivot. Yeah.
Cool.
Well done.
Okay,
So good.
thanks.
Okay, ya. Luar biasa. Ini saya kasih open nih teman-teman nih kepada diem semua nih sangat menikmati cerita-cerita yang menarik dari Pak Rudi. Mungkin saya buka untuk teman-teman yang mau tanya, langsung aja tanya, silakan. Siapa aja nih di sini? Malu-malu semua nih kayaknya.
Ya biasa ya.
Oke.
Nggak gigit kok saya.
Well, Pak Rudi, makasih banyak loh. Pak Cus ada pertanyaan lagi nggak untuk Pak Rudi?
I think we can talk all night if I'm going to ask a lot of questions, but I think we only have 3 minutes left.
No problem. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, boleh.
For all the participants here, right? I'm trying to ask so that it's easy for people to answer. Yeah. How many are doing like a design course or thinking of doing UX? Yeah. Or already in UX lah, basically in UX field, right?
Bisa diketik
Silakan.
aja di chat.
Diketik aja ya, diketik aja di chatnya.
Iya, silakan
Ya,
teman-teman.
pakai plus one gitu ya, plus one
Ya.
atau gimana.
Oke, kita jawab ya teman-teman. Mungkin ini pertanyaannya Pak Rudi. Apakah
Ya.
ada teman-teman yang di sini yang belajar mengenai desain atau UX atau mungkin berpikir mau belajar mengenai desain atau UX? Silakan mungkin ditulis ya di apa namanya chat forum
Ya,
sekarang.
cukuplah plus one gitu, tulisnya plus one gitu.
Plus one, plus one.
Ya.
Oh, oke. Rina, Dela, Safira, Alfian, Imam, Arum. Oke.
Counting me.
Rina. Lumayan banyak nih pada belajar semua. Ya, di sini.
I see. Oh, so banyak juga ya yang udah lagi belajar UX atau udah masuk ke dunia UX ya kan. Nah, saya ada satu pertanyaan ya, mungkin begini ya Bu Yunis, mungkin Bu Yunis udah tahu karena Bu Yunis kan sering apa namanya berinteraksi lah ya, interact with the community Indonesia ya. What is the questions that people always ask you ya? People who are new to UX in Indonesia. Kira-kira pertanyaan apa yang sering diajukan ya oleh orang-orang?
Oke, kita tanya sama teman-teman langsung ya. Oke, nah kita buat game dikit nih. Ya silakan setiap orang dalam waktu 1 menit ke depan. Kalian kan lagi belajar tentang UX nih, atau minimal lagi explore tentang UX. Nah, tolong diketik kira-kira kalau ada pertanyaan mengenai UX itu kamu semua pengen tanya apa? Silakan ya, diketik mulai sekarang time boxing ya. 1 menit dari sekarang.
Nanti dapat hadiah kan Bu Yunis?
Iya, nanti di ini apa namanya di door prize silakan.
Oh, I'm not learning about UX. I want to learn UX research. Bagus. Yeah.
Silakan ditulis teman-teman. Masih ada waktu nih.
Ada teman kita Sebastian.
Okay.
As an owner, let's say that I want to start a tech business. Is it really important for me to learn UX design to become a good journalist at my company as an owner?
Kalau mau dijawab boleh.
Mau dijawab atau kita tunggu semuanya?
Silakan dijawab kalau mau dijawab boleh.
Sambil nunggu aja nggak apa-apa.
Sambil nunggu ya.
Pak Rudi.
Okay.
You can answer now, yeah, while waiting.
Okay.
Ya, kita masih punya 40 detik sekarang. Silakan.
Sebastian, I'm trying to understand. There's a bit of echo, yeah, but, is it because of my mic or something?
We don't hear any echo here. Maybe from
I see. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's good.
Good. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. I think if you ask me, do I need to learn UX design, right? And if you have the time, right, I would definitely encourage you to learn UX, because if you think about UX, right, not design, yeah, like drawing the screen, etc. That I think you can outsource, yeah. But this knowledge about UX, and if you think about UX, what is it, right? It always starts from who is your customer, right? What is the problem? What's the pain point that you want to solve for them, right? And how do they behave, right? The environment, the government, etc. Yeah, even the technology. Right? So that is what I mean by UX. Yeah, and I think it's very important for me to define this. Right, UX design is not the screen. It's not the screen that you see on your phone. Yeah, right. That is part of UX design, but UX design is bigger than that, right? It's the user, right, and the technology and the business. And I always tell people, if you understand UX, you're already like a CEO. You can be, if you're UX, you're a CEO, right? And that is why I think you, if you ask me, do I is it really important for me to learn UX? Right? Yes. But I think your question might be, do I need to learn, let's say, Figma or Sketch so that I can draw? Right? I think you can outsource it. Yeah.
It's a good answer. Yes. That's really good. Oh, there's another question here. Question
Silakan
coming.
ditulis apa namanya? Imam. Ya kan? Imam ya. What skill set a person needs before entering a career in UX? That's okay. Can I? Now that we define what is UX, I think Imam, jawaban saya begini ya. Kebanyakan orang dia masuk ke dunia UX itu lewat sekarang ya UI design, ya kan? Karena UI design itu suatu skill set yang diperlukan oleh banyak startup, ya. Dan kita tahu di Indonesia itu sekarang startup itu lagi nge-hot kan. So if you ask me, UI using Figma, using Sketch, you'll be creating the UI flow, right? That is useful for you to enter the world of UX, ya kan? Jadi sebagai skill set yang perdana lah, ya kan? Aku kira UI design itu penting, atau UI design itu ibaratkan sebagai sebuah vehicle, sebuah kendaraan untuk masuk ke dunia UX, ya. But if you want to become a head of design or a design manager, you cannot just know how to do UI design, right? Wawasannya harus diperluas, ya. So you need to know who's your user, right? You need to know what is the problem of user, ya, the insights. Perlu tahu juga business, ya. Jadi saya ada fitur ini, fitur A misalnya. Nah, setelah saya meluncurkan fitur A, metriknya harus di measure, terus metriknya apakah dia sukses atau enggak, apa dia hit target atau enggak. Itu udah masuk ke mental modelnya bisnis, ya kan? Jadi nggak boleh kamu berhenti di UI design doang, ya kan? Nanti karier kamu nanti mau naik lagi, mau naik ke level lain itu agak difficult gitu, ya maksud saya. Ya, I have a question ya, karena saya semester 6, bagaimana ya cara dapat melakukan internship di UX role? What is the main ticket to my question here? My answer here will be portfolio. 3 times, yeah. Very important. I say it 3 times. Your UI portfolio, right? When I had interns in Grab, I sometimes ask them, go to Dribble and, look at the design. Yeah, look at all the design. But you cannot, jangan berhenti di sana, jangan berhenti jangan kita copy doang, ya kan? Kita harus tahu loh di belakang desainnya, di belakang UI-nya itu why ya di desainnya is like that, right? Kenapa desainnya itu kayak begini, ya kan? Apa karena usernya itu dia kurang tech savvy, misalnya Grab driver, ya kan? We try not to give them too many things on the screen, ya kan? Jadi elemen-elemen di layarnya kita di limit, ya kan? Karena nomor satu, Grab driver itu dia kurang tech savvy, dia nggak savvy kan dari segi teknologi, dari segi usability, ya kan? Kedua, attention-nya itu juga kurang karena kenapa? Dia kan lagi kerja, dia lagi nyetir, ya kan? Jadi matanya itu nggak berhenti di layarnya itu melulu loh, ya kan? Matanya itu di jalanan, matanya itu lagi nyariin passenger, ya kan? Lagi nungguin passenger, ya. So you need to know why the design is like that, yeah. But having said that, I would say that go dribble, look at the design, and then think of a topic. Misalnya topiknya GrabWheels lah, ya kan? Kita ambil aja example-nya GrabWheels. Nah, kalau saya mau desain GrabWheels untuk pengguna-pengguna di bawah 12, umurnya yang 12, how should it look like? Ya, itu kan satu portfolio, ya kan? Nah, nanti pas ada lowongan internship, bawa portfolionya, ya kan? Yang paling penting buat saya portfolio, ya, untuk internship, untuk the new people who are new to UX, ya. Lanjut ya Bu, kalau gimana?
Ya, terserah Pak Rudi ada waktu nggak?
Let's finish it.
Let's finish. Maybe we're not receiving more question, but if you are happy to answer, we are okay. Like we can stay for another 5 minutes. Okay. Mana ya?
Some companies dari Alfian teman kita.
Alfian, ya. Okay.
In some companies, especially small, medium-sized companies, some people such as project manager, dev programmers still underestimate the role of UX and design in general. Yeah. What will you say to those people to show the importance of UX in product development? Wah, ini berat loh pertanyaannya. Bang Alfian, I used to, I changed a bit. Okay, I'll be very honest. I changed a bit. If you ask me this question 3 years ago, 2 years ago, my answer will be, okay, we need to show them through usability testing. We need to show them through, the success metrics of case studies. Yeah. There are even people. I remember 2 UX designer. They did a document. So they take all the companies in America Stock Exchange, ya. Jadi di pasar saham di Amerika dicari loh di shortlist 10 perusahaan yang UX budgetnya itu gede, ya, above a few millions lah. I can't remember the number, but a lot of money are spent in UX. They have a large UX team, and they found that these companies, they earn more money as compared to the rest of the companies in US. Yeah. So that is the experiment that they do. Yeah. To show people, to show these project managers, developers, programmer. Nah, ini buktinya bahwa kalau Anda invest di UX, di design, nanti revenue-nya, profit-nya itu bakal berlipat ganda. Ini ada buktinya. So that will be my answer 2 or 3 years ago, right? Today, and that's one of the reasons why I decided I want to become a product manager, right? I want to head the product team as well, right? I'm at this stage of my career where I see that the top leaders in the company, right? You need them to push UX and design, right? Then the culture will change fast. Yeah. So I want to be the top, right? The leaders in the company, in GrabWheels, and I want to make sure that people under me, the product managers under me, the designer under me, and because I'm also senior, the engineers under me, I can make sure that they think user first or UX. Yeah, and that's not I have to say that everything I do or every decision that I make is UX first. It's not like that. Right now I see a lot more things. Right, there is business reasons, there is technology constraints, but before we decide to do something or to make a decision, yeah, we make sure that we consider the user very, very deeply. Yeah. So right now, I have a lot. Whenever I see designers, right, senior designers, or people who are very in this field for a long time, and they ask me, hey, how can I convince people to be more UX centric, etc. I like to ask them one question, right? When are you going to start your startup and you become the boss? and you show them, right, that UX can make your startup successful. And this is my my thinking, right? I want to become the person that control the budget, and with that I can make sure that I hire the right people, I invest in UX. Yeah. Oke, lanjut. Apa yang harus dilakukan UI UX designer di perusahaan yang masih baru mengenal UI UX, dan bagaimana meyakinkan bahwa UI UX akan sangat membantu? Dan so same thing ya. This is not to you, Aditya, but Alfian, right? This is not. I'm not asking you, hey, go and start a business, but I'm also a part of me. I am talking to designer and I'm pushing them. If we want to design something good for the user, designers, you have to, you cannot hide behind all these startups. You have to be the startup. You have to be the boss of the startup and show that using the UX skill set, right, you can build better startup. Ya, itu loh. Ya, itu apa namanya? Challenge saya buat designer yang aku kenal, gitu. How to adapt UX in the traditional environment? Oh, itu, Bu Yunis, itu saya masih ingat dulu kan pernah show ya, the level of maturity of UX in the company, ya kan? Masih ada ya kan? Masih ada nggak yang
masih udah di-improve juga abis
udah
itu.
di-improve ya?
Iya.
So when your company is so like many traditional company, I remember, right, the government of Singapore, they were trying to adapt UX in their environment, but it's not easy because a lot of their people, right, they don't think like that. Yeah? So you always, number one, you always need to find that champion in the company. Like I say, right, that don't fight this battle alone. Find someone at the top that has this UX mindset and is willing to fight together with you. Yeah. And then you do a small project and show that, hey, UX can be powerful in this environment. Yeah. And again, take risk. Always choose the problem that nobody wants to solve. I will go for it, right? Because if you fail, doesn't matter, because people have failed before you, right? Ya kan?
Iya.
But if you succeed, people will like, wow, right? ini miracle loh, ya. Ini aspirasi, ya kan?
Iya.
Ini bisa bikin inspirasi buat orang lain, ya kan?
Mm.
Yeah. So go do it. Go do it. Go choose the biggest problem in your organization that people have solved and they failed, and try to solve it, right? Using what you know of UX.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. Today, I just want to share something like to you and also the people here. Like today, I was writing about the wicked problem. You
Yeah.
probably heard about that, right?
Yeah.
So
No, I've not heard of wicked problem. Please
the
tell me.
wicked problem. So this is very interesting. Like when you talk about right now, like there are so many people like talking about design sprint, design thinking, and it has become so light. Like sometimes people do not really know like what is it like a design thinking, like what is it design sprint, right? Like but what you told us today like really touched like the most important things, like everything what you do is like try to find problems that people find it very difficult, maybe conflicting to solve, and then like it's so difficult to solve. And then also you also talk about like thinking of the customer first. So that is basically what I was doing today, like trying to define what is design thinking. Like a design thinking 2.0 is something that what we are doing right now, like is trying to solve the wicked problem. The wicked problem is basically problems that not easy to be solved, and the answer is not definite. So for example, you are on a train, like on a lorry or something like that. So in one way, if you like walk on if you choose this path, you kill 5 people on the street, right? But if you go on the other path, you choose only one person. So if you are a person who drives the train, which one do you choose? Killing 5 people or killing 1 people? You have no other choice.
Interesting. Wow. I see. Yeah.
So which one do you
Yeah.
choose, Pak Rudi?
Wow. I don't know. I'm still thinking. Wow. Oh, this is hard.
The
No,
most of
but why do you need to kill people? You mean like there's no break, yeah?
this is just,
So that's why that's the problem.
yeah, this is
Do
the
you have to kill people? So
Yeah.
that's why.
this is an extreme example.
Huh? Sorry.
It is an extreme example. Like
Oh,
we
okay,
don't
okay.
have to kill people. That's a good one. But if you really like make basically we are talking about the wicked problem here. Like which one do you want to choose? Like killing 5 people or
Okay.
killing one people, and that would
Okay.
be difficult.
Yeah.
Because both of them like involve killing, and then it's quite
Yeah.
bloody. Like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
most of the people they choose most of the people they choose like a one person.
My daughter.
Hello.
Eliza.
Hi, how are you?
This is Bu Yunis and then Pak Josh.
Who are they?
Hello.
They are my
Yeah,
friends. They are my friends.
wow.
We're discussing about.
Discussing about different
I told them.
stuff, right?
I told them about your nail polish. They said that you like to do nail.
Can I
polish.
see your nail polish?
Can you show us your nail polish?
School day, so cannot have.
Oh.
Yeah, my friends. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
Well,
well,
I have to think about this in my sleep. I cannot give you an answer now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
There are too many
Rudi,
things,
if you're
huh?
interested in AI
Yeah.
and automatic vehicle, that's a classic.
Yeah, because my mind is like, hey, who is this one person, right? Can he change the world, impact the world more than these 5 people? Is he someone that I love? There are all these different questions. Yeah,
that's
very
exactly.
difficult.
Yeah, you got the right answer, because actually the only one person like that actually it's only you solve like the problem of the 5 people or the problem of one person, right? But the one person is actually like he is like your dad.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So
So then.
Anyway, that's really important thing that I've been doing today, and because I'm trying to learn that every day one thing that I have to learn something new, and it is not a new thing, but it is a big decision because at the moment we are trying to solve a very difficult problems, like a very difficult project that has some wicked elements in that one. So it is very interesting, and yeah, so we are thinking what will be the best solution, is A or B or A, so like a weighing between both of them. So interesting, like a design thinking is supposed to be like that, like thinking about your customer, and so many aspects you have to think about that.
You're right. You're so right. Yeah.
Anyway,
cool. Thanks for sharing.
Cool.
Wicked problem.
Bu Yunis, I think we are over almost 20 minutes now.
No, yeah, I know.
Sorry.
No. Sorry to you.
Overrun.
Your daughter has already reminded us.
But anyway, we have to let everyone go back to that one.
Ya, moga-moga sharing saya bermanfaat lah ya, dan bisa menginspirasi buat teman-teman ya.
Makasih banyak ya Pak Rudi untuk waktunya.
Sama-sama.
Malam-malam.
Thank
Terima
you.
kasih ya teman-teman.
Thank you very much for your inspiration, Pak Rudi.
1 o'clock in Perth.
Oh ya, sama. Saya di Perth sama Pak Jos juga sama sih.
Thank you.
Oke, makasih ya. Selamat malam semuanya.
Terima kasih Pak Rudi, terima kasih Bu Yunis, terima kasih yang lainnya. Selamat malam. Have a good night.
Oke, saya akhiri ya.